the people. Sahara come the masses.
Welcome back to SaharaTV. My name is Rudolf Okonkwo. This is the Skype call segment when we give you the chance to give us feedback on some of the programs we've been presenting to you. I hope you've been enjoying our programs today. We've had great interviews with people like Professor Ken Dibe, and we hope you are following us on Twitter and on Facebook, where we are sending out some of the key points in our programs today. But before we go on our Skype callers who are waiting patiently, I want to introduce our special guest here with me, Dr. Emmanuel Anyasi. Welcome back to SaharaTV.
Welcome.
So this week, we want to talk about the key things in the news. And one of the big things this week is the issue of Boko Haram, their alliance with ISIS. This happened this week, and yesterday ISIS confirmed and said that they are now going to expand the caliphate to get to South Africa. That's actually our question of the day. To get to West Africa, caliphate, expanding it to get to West Africa. What do you think is going on here? Is this something serious, something we should be worried about?
To me, I think it's also a matter of desperation. It's obvious that both bodies are being wiped out by the world coalition, both from the Nigerian angle and the Americans and the Middle East angle. So when you are in such a state, what do? You come out with propaganda and all that. But I don't think it has any value. I don't think they have. I don't think they can do more than they have done. I think they've already reached their pinnacle, and what you see now is going to be their fall. I don't think it's of any relevance. We shouldn't take that seriously.
Yeah, because I was thinking, now we know that the military in Nigeria, they've kicked Boko Haram out of Adamawa State entirely. And we also know that the Chadians, the Cameroonians, and people, the soldiers in Niger, they basically cut off Boko Haram their supply routes. So even if ISIS, they're interested in coming in to help Boko Haram, I don't know how they will be able to get into Nigeria.
Actually, I think the Boko Haram thing is a Nigerian, it's mostly Nigerian issue. If you look at the beginning, how it started, it was just a little group of people with Yusuf as their leader. The only problem was after the death of Yusuf, the thing got out of hand, coupled with the fact that the Nigerian politicians, they armed some thugs. So you must look at Boko Haram from both the political angle, the religious angle, and all that. But so to me, I don't think it's of any great relevance. Just that the government of the day, the President Goodluck Jonathan, allowed it to fester for long. And now, because of the election, suddenly he woke up from his slumber and began to fight them. I think we should stop playing politics with human life. That's the bottom line. Human life is very valuable, and we should not play politics with people's lives. I think the government, people think they deserve a credit for the fight now, but I think it's too late. It's too late for them to. But however, we also appreciate the effort of the military. We must give kudos to Nigerian military for their efforts in containing Boko Haram. Because I was surprised that every day they say they claim a place, a town. This was the same government that denied that Boko Haram even claimed anything, but now we are saying that they are claiming 15, 60 places.
Now let's talk about, because the president himself said this week that some of these Boko Haram members were trained by ISIS. If what you're saying is, our own assessment is that there's no connection really, that they are seeking help to survive, why would the president be claiming that they were trained by ISIS?
I don't want to bring that. It's a political matter. You don't want to bring down your president. But I don't think it's difficult to say the president is a liar. But if you begin to do what liars do, I'll say what liars say, then it becomes very questionable. The thing is that the Nigerian government has not been too straightforward, too open to Nigerians. And then there's no credibility in what the president is saying. It is purely a political problem. And the fact that they are able to contain them now, should that mean they could have done this all this while? Why suddenly they begin to contain them? So the president, I don't want to use that he doesn't have credibility, but at the same time, I will question his line of thinking.
Now, talking about the president, there was another diplomatic crisis this week over the issue of whether the president spoke to the King of Morocco. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Initially, the presidency and people in the Nigerian diplomatic circles, they said that, oh, our president spoke to the King of Morocco. And the King's people said, no, we didn't speak to Jonathan. And they recalled the ambassador to Nigeria. Now, President Jonathan this week came out and said, okay, I didn't speak to the king. What is going on? Why are they making up things? And what's the under?
It is very obvious that the president is not in control of both his public relations, diplomatic relations, even the military. He never knows anything, and nothing. And you begin to wonder who is really in charge, because he doesn't know that what is going on in foreign ministry. He doesn't know what is going on in defense ministry. He doesn't know what is going on in the country. Then I think the thing that we should just be patient till May 29 and see this man leave.
Okay, before we go to our Skype callers, let me also get your view on this. Talking about politics, there have been many groups who came out and they are of the opinion that Jega, the INEC chairman, should be sacked. This weekend we had a SOB, Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign Nation of Biafra, come out demonstrating yesterday in Enugu and Onitsha, saying that Jega should leave. We also know that OPC leader Ganiu Adams is of the opinion that Jega should be sacked. What is going on? Why are these pseudo-military groups or paramilitary groups coming out and saying that Jega should be kicked out?
Rudolf, the thing is that the government continue to, these people, under normal climate, you don't pay any attention to these splinter groups or militants. Why? Because these people, they don't represent anybody. They're just a gang of people seeking attention. Both the OPC, the MED, the MASOP, and all that, they are not relevant. We have a lot of Nigerians who are level-headed, who are cool-headed, who prefer to do the right thing. And because, especially with the MED, you find that they spend about $2 billion trying to pacify some people who don't represent nobody. And if you look at, I'm from Niger Delta. There are a lot of people who are from Niger Delta. And instead of spending $2 billion, these people should be in jail. You don't reward crime. These people should have been called criminals and dealt with people like Asari Dokubo and Tombolo and all that. There are some people who are from Ijo who are doctors, engineers, and all that. All you have to do is to spend that. You put that $2 billion towards helping these people, and these people may come back and help Nigeria. Now we don't have hospitals, we don't have anything. To me, it's a waste of time, and the government should stop paying, recognizing these bodies. They're not useful.
Mm. Now, the last time you came here, you had an analysis of where the political direction of things in Nigeria. It's over more than a year or so, about a year ago. You were here, or months, I don't remember. But now, where do you think? We're 2 weeks to the election. What is your analysis?
When I came here the last time, during the Sanusi saga, I said that it was not a template to know if they're going to sack Jega. That as the election goes towards the 2015, or to move towards the 2015 election, there will be a tendency for people to call for Jaga's sack. And what are we seeing today? The same, you see, Jonathan and the PDP, they have pathological markers. And because they have pathological markers, it's very easy to predict their steps. And if you are able to predict their steps, you are able to tackle them. And incidentally, it's not a surprise, because their reason for sacking Jega is, some of the reasons they are giving is PVC, that the man did not distribute PVC and all that. And for me, the PVC thing, if I want to say anything about the PVC, you print a PVC, you print an ID card, even here in the US. If you print an ID card, what do? You take it to the post office and send it to people. It's only in Nigeria that people have to line up for these things. In the normal situation, the INEC is supposed to print these papers, print it, send it to the post office, people will collect them. But we don't have institutions, we don't have infrastructures like that. So everybody has to line up and they begin to blame the man. You blame the whole system. You see, you have to look at it holistically. And if you look at it holistically, you find that the problem is not Jega, the problem is the system. And to address the system, you need a dynamic leadership. And that is where we don't have right now.
All right, we are going to go to our Skype callers and so that we can get their own viewpoint on some of these issues. Let me welcome from Canada, Yemi, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you, Rudolf. Thank you, Rudolf.
Okay, from Geneva, Hansen, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thanks so much, Rudolf.
Okay, from Michigan, Dele, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you, Mr. Rudolf.
And then from China, Bright, welcome to SaharaTV.
Not China, sorry, London.
Oh, from London, okay. Do they have Chinatown in London?
No, they don't Chinatown in London.
All right, so thank you guys. I have with me here Dr. Anyasi, who is also a guest. So if you have any question for him, when I come to you, you can talk about that. So the main issue we have today is really this Boko Haram alliance with ISIS. Yemi, you're in Canada. How did that play on Canadian media, TV, and newspapers? What were they reporting?
The issue about Boko Haram has always been flying across the news. It's not something new anymore. It's a norm. You know, I could remember when I was going to Nigeria. My secretary said, "Where am I traveling to?" I said, "I'm going to Nigeria." And she was like, "Oh my God, don't travel. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die." I said, "Well, I'm going to Lagos. I'm not going to the northern part." So yeah, it's a norm and it's not something new.
Okay. Hansen, here in the United States, it was the lead story all over the news, as if something new is happening, something dangerous. What did they report in Geneva?
Yeah, people were talking about it. I mean, the TVs, they are reporting about it, but it's not really, it's as usual because people over here, they've used to it. And, you know, whenever they talk about Nigeria, they talk about Boko Haram and there's nothing really important.
Okay. Okay, so let's take it that the international media, they misunderstood this story because we Nigerians don't seem to think it's something big that's going on. So let's move into the actual stories about the political situation. Dele, we are 2 weeks away from the election. What is your take on what's going on? I don't think we've had you recently on our show. What's your take on what's going on in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Rudolph, for this wonderful question. Well, my take on what is going on in the country is that it seems Nigeria is heading towards a positive development in our political history. And because I'm beginning to see the possibility of the opposition candidate leading the government at the center in the country, given the fact that the PDP is very obvious that the party is desperate and it's almost impossible for them to win the election at the center. And so I consider it to be a very great momentum for the development of democracy in the country, not simply because the opposition is coming to power, but because somebody that is very symbolic to fighting corruption in the history of the country would be mounting the leadership of the country come March 28. So I'm very optimistic that there is a possibility that change we might be headed for change in the country.
Okay.
There is a possibility.
Okay, Bright, are you that optimistic that there will be change in the country?
Of course, when Buhari is around, I have total hope for him.
Say that again, sorry?
Yeah, definitely there will be change with the forces of the opposition party. You know, it was really unusual. I believe there's change. Change is coming.
Wow. All right, Hansen, I know you don't believe there's change coming. We spoke to you last week. Did anything change in your perception of things in Nigeria this
Rudolph,
week? Yeah.
is it changing from bad to good, or from changing from bad to worst? So that is the question. When people talk about change, yes, we want change in Nigeria. We want change. The situation is bad. There's no two ways about it. But the problem is that is, my opinion. A lot of millions of Nigerians share the same opinion. Of course, we want change. But the face of the change that we are seeing is not what we want. That is the problem. It's not issue about Goodluck Jonathan, but the face of the change that APC is bringing, that is where people like me are saying that no, that is not what we want.
Okay. No, let me come to you, because I spoke to Kendi Bear yesterday, which we played the interview, where he said that what Nigeria needs is not a great man or a great man with great moral example, but fundamental restructuring. Do you think that there could be change if Buhari should win?
First of all, I don't agree with Okendibe's quote, because you don't say, there's no way you can bring about a fundamental change without great people and great minds. So you have to be the other way around. Because even from time, Jesus Christ himself, being a Christian, was a great man, and he brought a fundamental change, even in the whole worship. So what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, what we need in Nigeria, what we're lacking, especially in Africa, is leadership. And for you to have a leadership, you must have great minds. You must have great people who think in a particular direction. So one of the reasons why somebody like myself will support not APC, mind you that a lot of people didn't vote for PDP. They will tell you that they voted for Jonathan. So a lot of people they're not thinking about voting for APC, but they're thinking about Buhari. For some reasons, God has been very merciful to Nigeria. First of all, Yaradua happens to come from the northwest, from Katsina with Buhari. And good luck, somehow they're sharing the 12 years. Good luck did Yaradua did 2 years. Good luck is going to did 4 years, and Buhari is going to do another 4 years. Hopefully, forget about what APC said. Then, at the end of the day, we for some reasons, I think that God has been merciful in the sense that if we are able to change from Nigeria has been able to change from the military to civilian, and we've been able to change within the civilian system. We've been able to hand over from one government to the other. Now, for the first time, we are thinking of being able to hand over from one political party to another political party. That gives confidence in our political system that, look at these people are really maturing. And it also gives the investors confidence that, you see, Nigeria is a country that you can actually trust their democracy. And at the end of the day, it also, if we're able to sort out this problem this time, it also tells Nigerians, look, next time we're not going to be panicking when things like this happen, because they saw it the first time. And then at the end of the day, they're going to make us stronger. We're going to come out better. And people think that there are going to be problems. There's not going to be any problem. And Nigeria is going to come out stronger than it went into the election. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a free, fair election, and everybody will be happy, and we'll move on.
Okay, Yemi, let me come to you. There's this hashtag on the internet that is called I have decided. Did anything in the last 1 week made you to reconsider whatever assessment you had on this coming election?
On which side are you talking
Whichever
about?
side, any side.
Well, I've always been consistent with my stand. I support the opposition. And like what my two other speakers have said, it's only going to consolidate our democracy if the opposition wins. But we have to understand there's a trend going on right now with the incumbent that we are hearing, quote and unquote, that there's an interim government. There's quote and unquote, we don't want PVC. They don't want PVC to be used during the election. And I was opportune to watch one of the interviews with a young lady, and she said PVC is going to redefine our electoral system if they allow it to work. And look, it's so sad that we are in the 21st century, for God's sake, and we can't do things right in Nigeria. However, Nigerians are performing excellently outside the country called Nigeria. But it's so unfortunate that within Nigeria, things just don't work. And the problem we actually have, because what has made me change my mind right now is the people of Nigeria are actually more of the problem than even the leaders they have. Because when we have Nigerians, like a lot of Nigerians, like my colleague here, that says there's no change anywhere, that this is not the kind of change we want. If this is not the change we want, are we asking for a single party system? Because PDP has said they want to rule for 60 years. And look, I watched the debate. I hope most of you watched it. The youth debate was very awesome. Youth debate between PDP and APC. You need to watch it. You need to see how these people were articulating their points. And it was PDP was just a ridicule there. They didn't have any points. It's just about democracy. Is about delivering to the people. If you deliver to the people, automatically people will vote for you again. So I don't understand why people will still come on this forum and say there's no change anywhere. We don't want this kind of change. So is it continuous power supply that we've not been having for the last 16 years that we want to continue to have? Is it the corruption that we've been having for donkey years from one case to the other and nobody is being prosecuted that we want to continue with? Okay, fine. Let's even give him thumbs up. They said he did a couple of things in agriculture. Yeah, agriculture is good. Yeah, electoral system. To be fair, it's been better than before. It's more transparent than before. Freedom of speech. Yes, the people are free to say what they can say without prosecution, quote and unquote, because some people are being persecuted under that we don't know of. So my prayer is Nigerians should get it right. We've waited too long. Ghana, right next to us. They are switching. Opposition wins, the other one will switch, and things are moving. People will go to the ballot and vote, and whoever they vote for comes. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. We have people having meetings that they are rigging the Ekiti election, and some people are still supporting that party. I don't get it.
All right, Dele, let me go to Dele. Dele, in the interview we had with Okendibe, he said that Nigeria, if Jonathan should win, that Nigerians are guaranteed that another 4 years of West will follow. This is the exact quote. I think we will waste another 4 years in which Nigerians are going to return to the same questions of disillusionment with the political process. What do you think will be the outcome should Jonathan win for another 4 years? Dele, are you there?
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be very dangerous for the future of the country. Because I haven't seen the lowest point in the history of this country. I mean, because when you look at Jonathan's presidency, it's not just about leadership inability. It's about total lack of ideas about the fundamental responsibility of leadership, a total lack of understanding of the political complexity of the country called Nigeria, and the total lack of idea of what the process of democracy and development is all about. I mean, this is the president, you've seen that the most active part of his days in office has been like the last 2 weeks that the election has been postponed. He's been moving around, giving money to political leaders, giving money to harbors, and one keeps wondering, what should be the basis of his campaign process? Should it be his achievement in office or speaking to an individual who cannot even mobilize somebody within the palace to vote for the presidency? So I would agree with Okendibe that another 4 years of Jonathan presidency will be suicidal to the continuity of the country called Nigeria, because when you look at his presidency, I have concluded that he's gotten nothing to over the country.
All right, thank you, Dele. Thank you. I have to stop you here so that I can hear from Bright. Bright, the question I want you to look at, I know that they're having an election in the United Kingdom very soon, and there's a campaign going on. Can you tell us the difference between the approach to the election over there compared to what we have in Nigeria? What's going on in Nigeria?
Oh my God, you can't compare darkness with light, man. Nigerian, with the way the election is being held in Nigeria, is before the election, you already know the winner. One is certain. Even if at the feed, while they're calling the result, before you get, you read a different result at the station. So you can't compare UK with Nigeria. It's totally the opposite. I still don't understand why people still want to vote the current governor in. We all know that after spending 8 years.
Go ahead. Bright? Okay, we lost Bright.
In it.
Are you there,
So,
Bright? Okay, go ahead, Bright.
I'm hearing you. So we all know that if we give 4 years to this current administration, definitely is for him to embezzle more money and go. Because then he has nothing to lose. He's not coming again after these 4 years. I grew up in Benin City, and then we were under PDP administration then. I know how we suffered. You understand? I know before we could able to vote in Oshomole, which has done credibly well. Edo State, everybody in Edo State, they all can testify to it, for what is happening in Edo State right now. It has never been done before. We never knew government could be so. We never knew government exists until Oshomole came into play. So right now we want change in the upper chamber. We want Jonathan to change. Though he's our own brother, he's from the Niger Delta region, but he has disappointed us totally.
All right.
Totally.
All right, Bright, thank you so much. Hansen, let me ask you this question. MASOB, the movement for the actualization of the sovereign nation of Biafra, they shut down Enugu and Onitsha, demanding that Jega should be removed. What is your take on that? Why is MASOB involved in the process of removing Jega?
First of all, Rudolf, there's something I want to say.
Okay.
Number one, how are we so sure that 4 years with Bulgaria will not be the same, will not be a waste? Secondly, democracy, everybody is entitled to his own opinion. Democracy without opposition is no more democracy. You understand me? So what I'm trying to say is that people should learn to accommodate other people with their own opinion. People should learn not to bully others because they are not supporting what they feel that is okay.
You're right.
Okay? On 28th of March, Nigerians will decide. That is why democracy is good. At the end of the day, Nigerian decision will be respected. Even the people who are against Bulgaria, if Bulgaria wins, we will congratulate Bulgaria and we'll see what we do in next coming 4 years. If Goodluck wins the election, everybody here will do what? Congratulate him. He will continue till 2019. So that is the point that every one of us need to understand. We don't need to bully anybody.
You're right.
Now, another point I want to bring out is that you asked me a question concerning MASOB, no?
Yes.
Good. I don't know what concerns MASOB with Nigerian. I think the MASOB, they say they are not Nigerians. So they should do their own thing. That is what I don't understand. Okay, they say they are not Nigerians, they are Biafrans. They should, concentrate on their own Biafra and allow Nigerians to do the politics. Except if Owazurike and co are denouncing their stand and saying they are part of Nigerians, then we can discuss.
All right, that's good enough. We are running out of time, but let me come to you, Yemi. There's a question I want you to address, which is what happened in Lekki this week. I think it was 2 days ago. There was an armed robbery operation on Lekki, a major road in Lekki, and they killed some people. Now, there was an outcry. I don't know if it's because there's a video of this operation or because it happened in the rich area of Lagos State, because I know that there are crimes every day in Lagos and people don't talk about it the way this one was being talked about. And then the governor of Lagos State made a statement where he blamed Jonathan for what happened. What is your take? Are we overrating Fashola?
Thanks so much, Rudolf. Yeah, Fashola it was just a political jab. We are in the campaign season, and both parties are throwing things at each other. It was just a political point, and it's a valid one too, because President Jonathan was in Lagos at that moment, and all the police patrols were deployed to where he was. So that was where, and I think the armed robbers intentionally even planned it on that day that President Jonathan would be in town. And they went into the bank. All the bank staffs, they fully cooperated. They didn't kill anybody within the bank, and they went away with a lot of cash. But I want to go back to what Anson's talking about.
They kill people. Do you work with armed robbers?
I didn't disturb you.
How do you know they're planning?
Why are you bullying me? Why are you
Hanson, let him finish.
At least I kept quiet. You are the one talking about bullying. You are the one bullying person.
Yeah, he's the one, for real.
How sure are we? That's the question Anson is asking. How sure are we? How you are assuming you want to eat a bar, and you know that you are now asking yourself, is the bar going to be sweet? You've not tasted it, and you are already concluding.
Yemi, next time you want to use an analogy, I would prefer goat and yam.
Bread and yam. Anyway.
Go ahead, Yemi.
Yeah. Now, he made mention of another thing. He said the election that we APC, is APC going to win? How are we going to win? That the election should be free and fair. The question I want to ask Anson is, what about if this election is being hijacked by a group of people that are supporting Goodluck Jonathan in the background? What will his stand be at that point? Because since 1999, our elections have not been free and fair completely. Right now, there's all indications.
2011, except 2011.
Let me finish. There's all indications that they are scheming. There's a lot already. They postponed the election from February 14. They know they cannot postpone it again.
But it was vindicated. It's not one of the ministers. Imagine.
Okay. I have to stop you, Hanson, Yemi and Hanson. Okay, we have to round up. I know we are going to give you a chance to also talk again when we come back. But what is your concluding opinion on the topic about how everything is going? And
I think what initially I think the government had when they saw the opposition making the momentum of the opposition, they were shocked because they never expected it, and then they tried to put a break. I think that one of the reasons they devised the postponement. Then again, there's some credibility in the fact that they wanted maybe not an interim government, but they wanted a form of government that will not allow Buhari to come in. And I won't put it past what's his name. The Senate president. He's been a coup plotter. He's been, you don't trust that guy. He was one of those people who annulled the June 12 election, and he was in Abacha's. He was in the government, and then he had been doing all kind of illegalities. You remember the what they call doctrine of necessity, which was an illegality. Then Obanikoro's confirmation. Then the bomb. He was also there when they accosted what's it called Tabuwa. So this man has his own plan, and because his plan, that is why Jonathan may just be thinking that, oh, these people are for him. They may also have their own game. People like David Mark, people like Babangida. You can't put it past them what they're planning behind the closed doors. And because if you look at it, even though the government, the presidency will end May 29, then the lifespan of the National Assembly is actually some few days after. So I don't. We have to really watch out for this David Mark of a man, because you don't know what is planning. And so my take is that I think they'll be caught hands down, and then they're going to try to want to have an election, and then hopefully it's conclusive. Because if it's not conclusive, they have a lot of court cases here and there that they want to use to jettison the outcome. But hopefully, for me, I want Buhari to win, because for some reasons Buhari is they say is old. I would prefer somebody who's old because if you are 70, you have maybe most of the diseases you are going to be chronic diseases or one of those problems. But when you are between middle age, between 40 and 60, they have a middle life crisis. That is why people like Fayose and all this talking garbage. These people are just most of these are people like Obanikoro and the presidency who cannot define corruption and all these things. So these people have a problem. And incidentally, because of the nature of Nigeria, we cannot manage our middle life crisis because of they have environmental stress. They have all kinds of stress within themselves. And so you see them, when you listen to Fayose, the way he was talking in the Kitty Gate, the man was talking with prejudice speech. You know that this man, but again, that is why even if they steal money, they cannot tell you that they are corrupt because they are sick. These people don't even understand that what they are doing is wrong. So most times, I think we should try to put them in therapy rather than put them in prison.
All right. We're out of time. Let me come to you, Hansen. What's keeping you up at night?
Yeah, Rudolf, please. I just want to say something before I will tell you what keeping me up in the night.
Okay.
Number one, I want to respond to Yemi. I stand for free and fair election. Okay. If PDP hijack the election, Yemi, I will call you. If you want us, we can go to Nigeria and protest together, okay, by your side. That one apart. Secondly, nobody has the monopoly of rigging. APC, they are capable of rigging too. Nigerian politics is dirty as Nigerian roads. Do you understand me? Both PDP and APC are capable of anything. So that's the point I want to clear. Okay. So good luck. I say good luck again. Rudolph, what keeping me up at night is Nigerian election coming on 28th of March. I hope that everything will go on well. Whoever that wins the election, let peace reign in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much. Yemi, what's keeping you up at night?
It's very simple. The problem of Nigeria is not about our people. It's about corruption. It's about corruption. It's about corruption, and it's about lack of love. The people of Nigeria, we don't love each other. That's why when it's so glaring that this person is not good for us, we still have some people still following him. And I pray that Nigerians unite together on March 2028 to vote out this present government, and let us move forward as a nation and heal all the wounds that we've had in the last 16 years.
All right, thank you so much. Dele, what's keeping you up at night?
Well, the prospect of Nigerian getting it right with the possible emergence of General Muhammadu Buhari as the president of the country, that is what is keeping me awake at night.
All right, thank you. Bright, what's keeping you up at night?
Yeah, you just pray to God that the person, which is Buhari, come into play, come to rescue us. Because I passed through Nigerian University. I know how many months, almost 2 years I spent home. The strike. Going back again to resume, I will have to study more harder because most of the things I forgot then. So I see no reason why most students still want Jonathan to be there when we were clamoring for change during that time. Now they want Jonathan to come back. I don't know why. So I want us to unite again and help the current government. Now,
all right.
Replacing with Buhari.
All right, thank you so much. What's keeping you up at night? That's the final question.
I think what is keeping up at night is firstly the Nigerian problems. Then again, even if Buhari wins, it becomes a question of how he's going to administer the country, because now the country has a lot of problems, and then depends on. But if you look at people around him, a lot of wolves around him, you begin to ask yourself, are these people trying to usurp his powers? Because that's a dangerous trend, and therefore the Buhari's emergence and so far with APC has been people powered. It's the people that have powered it, and so if he eventually wins, we are going to try to, as much as possible, to power that administration. We're not going to leave it to the hands of the likes of Tinubu and all that. That is why I would like somebody like, even if you Rudolf as the spokesman, that I can get good information from Aso Rock, because what you hear from Aso Rock is not something you even believe. I want somebody like this guy, the G360. Somebody like that can give me give me good information. You know, people like Abike Dabiri. Somebody like that can be Minister of Information. And we also need a clean face in the Foreign Secretary, the Foreign Ministry. We need somebody like Patu
I think we wait for another 2 weeks. We'll talk about that.
What I'm trying to say is that if it's going to come in, he should have a good people around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to talk about it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But in 2 weeks, hopefully, we'll be here smiling and talking out with a lot of smiles and hope.
Okay. All right. Well, I have to thank our people that joined us on Skype. Yemi from Canada. Yemi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Rudolf. Thank you.
Hansen in Geneva. Hansen, thank you so much for joining us.
Merci beaucoup, Rudolf.
Yes. Dele, thank you so much for joining us from Michigan.
Thank you, Mr. Rudolf, for this opportunity.
Okay. I'm Bright in London. Bright, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for giving the opportunity.
All right.
Rudolf, can we do?
Thank you so much. Yeah. And when we come back, we are going to give you our sports updates. And then, of course, for the first time in weeks, we are going to show you Dr. Damages before we leave and keeping it real. So stay tuned.